you. So I've got 4 amazing people in the house. Thank you all for showing up. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you so much. Mama Lanti Queen, I've got Blessing Ames, Easy Reality TV. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for coming. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. So today, like I said, is if you're here, just okay, thumbs up for you host. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that thumbs up. I really do. Thank you so much. The portal, thank you so much. Thank you, the portal, for coming. Thank you. I see you there. Thank you so much. Onome Odien. Everyone is just turning up one after the other. Thank you all so much. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you. The portal says much love and my back. Oh, thank you so much, the portal. I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Onome Odien, thank you for coming. Mama Lanti Queen, thank you so much. I appreciate every single one of you here today. I do appreciate you. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up as you come in. I've got 12 amazing thumbs up already. Thank you so much, everyone. I appreciate you so much. Adase Osawe, thank you. Adase Osawe, yes. Adese. I knew I was pronouncing it wrong. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate every single one of you. Mama Lanti host, I share you out. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that share. Thank you so much. Yeah, so if you can share me out, please do share me out if you can. That would be really appreciated. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for coming. So my lives are usually on Sundays. On Sundays, 5 o'clock, I do my live stream for, it used to be 2 hours. So bright, okay, it used to be 2 hours. Cubs then, thank you so much for coming. So happy to see you. Hello. So my live used to be 2 hours, but I try to reduce it a bit to 1 hour. So it depends on how the conversation goes. That will determine how long the live stream will be. But thank you everyone for coming so promptly. I appreciate every single one of you that are here today. Thank you so much. Okay, so like I said, today we'll be talking about money management in relationships. Okay, and the live stream is always interactive. So you ask questions or I ask questions and then we can talk about the answers that we give. Okay, so it's not just going to be me talking. I like it to be interactive as much as possible. Okay, so I would really appreciate everyone to contribute if you can. I mean, again, it's not a must, but it would be good if we can have a two-way conversation, so it's not just me talking. Okay, so like I said, it's going to be money management tips for couples. Okay, so, and I've got a few points down. And one of the things we're going to talk about, we know that money is good, it's sweet, it makes life easy, it makes life beautiful as a couple. If there's money in the house, everyone is happy because all your needs are met. But at the same time, if this money is not managed properly, or if there's a lack of finance in the home, then it could lead to problems if it's not well managed. Okay, so today we're just going to be talking about what are the things that we think, what are the ways that we think we can manage this issue in the house so that it doesn't lead to problems, because we know also that money is one of the major causes of divorce, one of the major causes of problems or troubles in marriages. Okay, we have different causes. We have infidelity, we have communication, commitment, but marriage, and then we have in-laws interference and all. But money comes as finance, which is what I'm trying to say, comes at one of the major causes of marital breakdown if it's not well managed. In as much as it's sweet, someone says money can't buy love, but it makes love sweeter. Okay, so if it's not well managed, even though it makes your marriage sweet, if it's not well managed, it could cause breakdown in your marital home. So that's what we're going to be talking about. So one of the things we're going to be talking about is having a joint account. So, okay, do you think it's wise to have a joint account as a couple or not? Okay, so that's going to be one of the questions. And another question is how do you actually manage your finance if it's a joint account? How do you manage it? Okay, so for me personally, before I give my opinion, I would want someone to just tell me what they think. Okay, so do you think it's okay as a way of managing finance in the house? Do you think having a joint account is a way to go, or do you think it's a no-no? She's loving this already. Thank you so much, and thank you for coming as well. I do appreciate that. Okay, so do you think it's a no-no? Do you think it's a no-no? Do you think having a joint account as a couple is a no-no, or do you think it's something that you would advise someone to do as a couple. Some people will say, oh no, my money is my money, your money is your money. I don't know if that's also a right frame of mind to have as a couple. So do you think your money should be your money and my money should be my money? Or do you think we could have a joint account as a couple? Okay, it's that's to say is a no, and again, it also depends. Okay, so Adese, I keep calling you Adase, I don't know why. Adese is saying it's a no for her, but it depends. So she's trying to tell us that first of all, it's a no, but if other circumstances are brought into it, then it could be a yes, depending on the circumstance. Precious Chigel, Precious Mill, thank you so much for coming. Happy Sunday. I've just jumped right into the subject without even asking how everyone is. How is everyone? How's your Sunday been? That's where I'm supposed to start. I trust everyone is okay. Oh, I trust everyone is okay. Thank you all so much for coming. I've got 10 amazing people in the house. I do appreciate every single one of you. Okay, so Adese is telling us that it's a no for her. So joint account is a no. Okay, and I would really like to know why you said it's a no for you as well, Adese. Okay, so it's a no, but she's saying that it depends on the circumstance, and it could be a yes. Okay, so Cousin is saying to each their own. We have clicked as one, so it's both ours regardless. It is a joint or single account. Each couple will work what works for them. Okay, so Cousin is saying for every couple it's different. So every couple decides what's best for them. Okay, so every couple to his own. So if having a joint account works for me and my partner, yes. And if having single account works for us, then yes. Okay, so that's what Cobden is saying, and I totally agree with that. Okay, Adesi also said that it depends. Okay, so from the whole points, the point that we're trying to make here is that it depends on the couple, it depends on the individuals. So I might get married and you know what, I want us to have a joint account because of this reason or because of that reason. It's not just okay, let's have it because we're married now, let's have a joint account. It's something that you actually need to think about. Think about carefully if it's something that would work for you as a couple. Okay, so don't just say, okay, because my friend has a joint and her husband has a joint account, therefore I want to have a joint account as well. It might not work for you. Okay, so it depends on the individual, it depends on the couple. So that's a really good and important point. Okay, and for me, even though I believe strongly in having a joint account, I also believe that you should have a separate account. So if you've decided that you want to have a joint account, don't just say, okay, let's have a joint account for all our earnings to go in. Okay, all our earnings go in, and then what? What about when I have my own personal needs? What about if I want to buy something? Okay, that means I'll have to take permission from my partner every time I want to buy something. Okay, and if I decide to buy something very expensive that he might not like, then that might be an issue. Or if he goes and buys something maybe for hundreds of pounds or maybe £1,000, and I haven't been able to spend that kind of money for myself, that would be an issue. Okay, so it's something that you want to really think about, because if you have a joint account, you also want to have a personal account for yourself. Okay, but that's just my own point. Like, I believe in having a joint account, but I also believe in having a separate account for yourself as well. Okay, so that's also important. But yes, it's totally dependent on each couple. And before you go into something like that, like I said, you need to think about it. Okay, and while I encourage joint accounts for couples, and before you go into it, have a plan. Okay, have a plan for your marriage. Okay, so have a plan, have a budget. So okay, you know what? If we're going to have a joint account, what is the essence of this joint account? Maybe you want to have a project. Okay, so that would be a good reason to have a joint account. Okay, so Precious says, I totally agree. It depends on the individual, but still prefers separate accounts. Okay, so yeah, so Precious is saying that she prefers separate accounts, and which boils down to what Cobden has said before, and it also depends what Adesi has said. It depends on the individual, it depends on the couple. So one person might decide, you know what, I want to have a separate account, and the other person will say, okay, you know what, let's have a joint account as a couple for that reason. Okay, so one of the reasons, hello Queen Emu, thank you so much for coming. I do appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. How are you? How's your Sunday been? I hope you're well. And how is your little Leo? How is Leo? I hope he's fine too. Okay, so we need to think about it very carefully before we decide that, okay, we want to go into it, okay? And don't just say, okay, you want to have a joint account. There should be a purpose for that joint account. Say, for instance, you want to plan towards something as a couple. Maybe you want to buy a house, or maybe you want to start a business. Then you can say, okay, you know what? We want to start a business together as a family, as a couple. Then let's save towards it. Okay, or you can decide, you know what, let's have emergency funds. Okay, so the Queen Emu, you just came in. So the question is, we're talking about having joint accounts. So do you think it's okay for couples to have a joint account? Do you think it's a good idea, or do you think your account is yours and my account is mine? Okay, so that's the question. And some people have said it depends. Busuma Baria, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you. I see you. Thank you. How are you? How has your Sunday been? Thank you so much for coming. I've got 13 amazing people in the house. Thank you all so much. Okay, so the question is, do you think it's okay for couples to have joint accounts, or do you think, you know what, let's just have separate accounts? Okay, you take care of your business, I take care of my business. Okay, so someone said that it's good to have separate accounts, but it's also good to have to sort things out together. So even though we have separate accounts, so if we decide that, you know what, let's have separate accounts, we have bills coming into the house, we have electricity, we have gas, we have feeding, we have fuel, and things like that coming. How do we, as a couple, deal with such expenses that come in? Okay, and remember at the beginning, I said that finance is one of the major causes of a marital breakdown. So if we decide that, okay, we want to have a joint account, let's have a joint account so that we can pay the bills from this account. It's a good idea in my own from my point. Okay, I think it's a good idea. That's me personally. Precious has said that she thinks that it's better to have separate accounts, and Cobbs then said every man to his own, whatever works for you. And there's no wrong or right answer. Whatever works for you is what you do. Okay, I personally believe that, okay, let's have a joint account. Gracie Wall, thank you so much. Oh my God. Thank you so much for that amazing super chat. I really do appreciate you. Thank you. Fitness Study Training, thank you so much for coming. Thank you all so much. That has just made my day. Thank you so She says she's on the road. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. And Gracie, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so I was saying that personally for me, I think, and we've said that every man to his own. So whatever works for you is what. Oh my God, Gracie World. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really do appreciate that amazing super chat. Another amazing super chat. Thank you so much. Okay, and to think that coming to this live stream today was a huge struggle for me. God help me. Thank you so much. Okay, so I was saying everyone to what works for you, every man to his own, like Hobson said. I personally believe that, okay, let's have a joint account for bills, okay, because as a couple, we have expenses coming in, we have bills to pay. How do we manage those bills? How do we deal with those bills? Okay, so I believe that we should have like a joint account for that, okay, or maybe we need to have an emergency budget, an emergency account, just in case an emergency arises. And just take for instance, like what's happening now in the pandemic. Now some people have lost their jobs. It would be a good idea if they had like, if couples had like an emergency fund somewhere. Say for instance, the two couples lose their job at the same time, which is very, very unlikely. Okay, but it still could happen. If the two couples lose their job at the same time, then it's possible for them to say, okay, we have an emergency fund somewhere that we can actually dip our hands into in the meantime while we try to get ourselves back on our feet. Okay, so that's why I think that it's good to have a joint account, like a savings. Okay, so have a savings and then have your personal account that you can say, okay, you know what, this is my personal account for my personal expenses. So if we're planning towards a project, then yes, that account is for that project. If we have an emergency fund, we have an account for emergency funds. That would be so good. That's my opinion. Okay, and again, it helps you to budget. Okay, and when you're going into joint accounts, what I would say is everybody decide, that the two couples decide, okay, you know what, this is how much this person is going to contribute every month or every week, however it is that the amount of money comes. So it looks like I'm trying to encourage, from my conversation, I'm trying to encourage and having a joint account by couples. I think that's what I'm trying to do. So that at the end of the week, at the end of the month, we know that, okay, this is how much this person is contributing to this. It's like a collection pot for the two of you. Okay, so that when the difficult time comes, you have something to fall back to. Okay, so I personally have my own savings account, and I also have my current account. And my savings account, any money that goes there does not come out. Anything that goes into my savings account doesn't come out. So that's how I thrifty I am. I remember my husband was telling me, was it yesterday or so, like, you like free things too much. That is because I'm like, okay, you know what, I have to save. Okay, but he on the other side, he's not like a good saver. So I have to, like, you know what, you have to save, you have to save, you have to save, because it's important to me. So anything that goes into my account, I have my savings account, I have my current account where everything comes out from. Okay, but then a joint account is also good for couples to say, okay, you know what, let's have this joint account for the bills, for a rainy day, and all that and all that. But then there's another question, like, what if only one person is working? What if only one person is the one that's earning? How do you manage your finance in that case? Okay, because it's good to say, okay, I think I'm the only one talking now. It's good to say, okay, you know what, let's have a joint account. You contribute 50%, I contribute 50%, or you contribute 40% and I contribute 60%. So the principal earner obviously will contribute more. Okay, so the person that earns more should be able to contribute more, but that's a conversation you want to talk about. Okay, so you want to talk about it and say, okay, you know what, you're earning higher than me, so why don't you give a bit more than me? Okay, so it's a conversation that you want to have, and you want to be open in your conversation to say, you know what, this is what we are going to do. A talk with Richard. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So the conversation we're having today is, how to manage money in marriage. Okay, as couples, how best do we manage money? Okay, and we talked about, is it okay to have a joint account? Okay, and a lot of people have said, some people said no. Precious said she would prefer to have her personal account. Adesa said it depends, and Cobbs say every man to his own, whatever works for you. And I totally agree with that. Whatever works for you, don't start a joint account if you know that it won't work for you. Okay, so that's just what we're talking about, Richie. So we need your contributions as well. So we need your contributions just to let us know what you think about this issue. So do you think that we should have a joint account or not? Okay, but my opinion, my strong view is that have a joint account as a couple and have a personal account for yourself. But even if you decide that you want to have your personal account, Gracie Wall, thank you. Thank you so much. And if you want to come up on the screen as well, I'll be happy to let you on. Thank you so much. Okay, so Richie is saying, Gracie Ward, I really do appreciate your super chat. I really do. Thank you so much. Okay, so in talk with Richie is saying both are good. Okay, so in talk with Richie is saying that yes, each one have their own duty. Okay, so exactly what Richie is saying, yes, we should have a joint account as well as a personal account, which is what I also believe in. So have a joint account and have a personal account. But when you want to so even if you decide that, you know what, let's have a personal account, let's not have joint accounts at all, then you want to be fair to each other to say, okay, these bills are coming. You need to agree on who is going to be responsible for which bill and who's going to be responsible for which bill. Because if there's no agreement, then at the end of the day, Neighbors World. Thank you so much, Nebo. Thank you. Now you've seen my ad. Thank you. Thank you all so much. I do appreciate you for coming. I appreciate the amazing super chats as well. I really do. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so I was saying that if you decide that you want to have personal accounts, that you want to be fair with each other, to say, okay, you know what, who's going to be paying for this and who's going to be paying for that? Otherwise, at the end of the day, all the burden will be on one person. Okay, I was listening to someone's video. I think it was a Blue Jays video. Was it on Friday, where he was talking about his wife, who is here, by the way? that the wife is more and like is able to manage money more, so he doesn't actually bother with that. Okay, so as a couple, you want to decide, you want to find out that who is better at managing finance. Okay, who is better, and let that person be the one to manage the finance. So let it not just be because you are the man, because you are the man, therefore you have to be the one to pay all the bills, or because you are the one that earns, you're the principal earner, therefore you have to be the one that would manage everything. Okay, but whoever it is, let that person be the one to manage it, to deal with the financial issues and talk about it as well. A Talk with Richie says the reason why all this is coming up these days is lack of trust, lack of confidence. So let them do what works for them. Yes, okay. So A Talk with Rich is saying that everyone should do what works for them. So I can decide I want to have a joint account with my partner, and then at the end of the day, I'm the only one that's putting money into the account, while he can go there and spend from the money from the account because it's a joint account. Okay, if that happens, it's not going to be a good thing, because at the end of the day, that will be a problem for our home as well. Okay, so we need to be transparent. We need to be open. We need to decide that, okay, this is what we're doing. Come to an agreement that's, okay, at the end of the month or at the end of the week, this is how much we're giving each. Okay, so that we can balance things out. Because if things are not balanced, then the purpose of having this joint account in the first place will be forfeited. Okay, so we don't want that. We want to do what works best for us. And like I said, money is one of the major issues. Okay, I was talking about, I think in one of my videos, someone I know that's someone I know that the husband used that came from Africa. I mean, I know a number of people that came from Africa that at the end of the day, when they get to the UK or when they get abroad, they see that, okay, this thing is not the way I expected it to be. Maybe the man that I'm getting married to is not as wealthy as I thought he was. And then that brings up issues in the marriage. Okay, so money is a major thing, a major force that destroys marriages if not well maintained, if not well managed. Okay, in as much as it's good, it's sweet, it makes your marriage, it makes your love sweet. If it's not well managed, okay, it can destroy the marriage. And the point what we're talking about today is good management. Okay, Inspiring Chan, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you. I see you. Thank you so much. So Queen Amos says, welcome to the Talk with Richie. For me, my husband is good in managing money, but I'm good in bringing the ideas. So yes, so that's good. If you are the one that can bring the ideas and someone else is managing it, that's fine. So whatever works for you. Okay, don't some people like to buy things, some people like to shop. Some people will say, okay, you know what? I'm expecting to do this at the end of the month, but this money is in my account. So that I don't use this money, let me transfer it to your account so that you can keep this money so I don't overspend. Okay, so you need to have open conversation with each other as a couple to say, okay, you know what is best for us? Because the last thing you want is to be in a position whereby there's no money or where you are broke as a couple. Or say, for instance, COVID-19 happens and then the two of you are broke. So we need to be careful. So Inspiring Champ, thank you so much for coming. Mommy P, thank you so much. Thank you. She says she's outside. Thank you so much. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up as you come in as well. She says, good evening, everyone. Okay, so Inspiring Champ, we're just talking about money management in relationship, owing to the fact that money is one of the major issues of and major reasons why a lot of marriages break up. Okay, so that's why we're talking about this. And what we're talking about here today is money management. Okay, so money management for couples. Okay, so what are the ways that you can manage your money as a couple? So we talked about having joint accounts. Okay, and we talked about having separate accounts. We've also talked about, I think we've talked about having a budget as well. So when it comes to the end of the month, so if you're having joint account, for instance, at the end of the month, you say, okay, this is what I'm allowed to spend, and this is what I'm allowed to spend. Okay, so we don't go above our budget. Okay, so monthly budget, otherwise you will end up being broke. Okay, so it's really important that we don't allow finance or allow money to come into our marriage and cause problems. Okay, and when we do that, we're acting proactively, we're being proactive to say, okay, you know what, instead of this bad thing to happen, let's talk about money. And some people are afraid to talk about money. I was listening to someone, I think today, and he was talking about how he's a spender and the wife is the one that is a trip. Okay, so she likes to hold money and he likes to spend. is the way he expresses his love to his wife, to his family, is to spend money on them, to buy them gifts, to do this, to do that. When he has money, he just spends. Okay, and the wife, on the other hand, is the one that, I have to keep this money. And they always have arguments about it. The wife will say, okay, you spend too much. She will say, you're so stingy. But with that kind of thing, they need to understand each other to know that, what, we need to work together if we're going to be able to have something in the future. Because if this one keeps spending and this one is not spending, they both resent each other because of their characters. They are judging each other like, okay, you spend too much or you don't spend at all. But they have to come to a compromise and say, okay, you know what, at the end of the month, let's be able to save something. Let's be able to save for so and so thing, or for so and so thing. Okay, so it's really important that as a couple, for us not to be bankrupt, for us not to find ourselves in a situation whereby we don't have anything, we're looking for help. And that would be one of my biggest fears, So money means different things to different people. And I'll ask, can anyone just tell me, what does money mean to you? What does money mean to you? Some people, money means love. Some people, money means security. Some people, money means confidence. Okay, so money means different things to everybody, but me, not having money, I don't know what I will do. It's one of my biggest fears. Because money gives me confidence. Money gives me confidence. Thank you, Blessing Ahmed. Amy Tonia, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate every single one of you. I would just like to know how you see money. I know we're not supposed to be worshiping money. It's not God or anything. But I'd like to just have some ideas. How does money make you feel? How does money make you feel as a person? So when you have money, how does it make you feel? Okay, you have money, you have everything you need, you have money in your bank account. How does it make you feel? And how does not having money make you feel? So that's a question. I would like to get your contributions just so we can have a feel of our different ideas, how we see money. Okay, so I'm waiting for contributions now. And my prayer always is that I refuse to be broke. Yes. Yes, so my prayer is not to be broke. God forbid. God forbid. You're working so hard. You've got children to look after. You're doing so much. You don't want to be broke at all, at all, at all. Okay, Mommy Puri, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate every single one of you. I've got 15 amazing people in the house. Thank you so, so much. Okay, I just want to have a feel of how having money makes you feel. Does it make you feel happy? Does it make you feel confident? Does it make you feel secure? Just to have a feel of how it makes you feel. For me personally, it makes me confident. I'm not even ashamed to say it. It makes me feel confident, that I have money, maybe in my bank account, I can do things for myself, and because I don't know if you have, but I've been in a position before where money was difficult. Okay, so now having it makes me so happy. Okay, Mommy P says money. Yes, money. Money, they say, is people tend to confuse it as the root of evil, but it's the love of money that is the root of evil. We don't love money, but it's good to have it at your disposal. It's good to have it to be able to spend. It's good to have it because we know that it makes life easier for you. It makes life easy and sweet. You can go on holidays, you can take care of your children, you can do everything well, almost not everything, but it goes a long way, compared to when you don't have it. Okay, so this is how it says it's happy and confident so that I can do whatever I want. Yes, exactly. I'm happy, I'm confident, I can do what I want, I can get what I want. If I want to change my car, I can. If I want a house, I can save towards it. I know how to save towards things that I want. If I can't get it at the moment, I know that, okay, I can get it by saving or by doing something. Okay, so it's really, really important that we know that the importance of money, what money means to us, okay, and the importance of being able to manage money. Okay, so there are situations as well where money, and maybe one of the both partners are working, okay, and suddenly one of the partners lose their job or something happens and problems start in the marriage. So many cases like that. But the truth is, if they had money saved somewhere, okay, they can say, okay, you know what, now that you don't have a job anymore, let's look for a business. They should be thinking about that anyway. Let's start a business that we can grow with this money so that we're not in a position whereby we are in need or we are broke. Sharon and the family, thank you so much for coming. Thank you. I see you. Thank you so much. Okay, so if something happens, you have something to run, something to go back to in the rainy day. So it's really, really important that we don't just spend. If you see that your partner is someone that spends, you want to curtail it and say, okay, you know what, this is the situation. I know you like to spend, but we also need to save. So you want to be having that conversation with each other to say, okay, you know what, let's save. And Rachel was saying that she's the one that brings the idea. So you might be the person that you're not good with money, but you're good with the idea. So what you want to do is give the other person that's better at saving the opportunity to say, okay, you know what, you manage the finance and be open about it. Don't manage it and keep it to yourself. You manage it and be open about it. And let me bring the ideas so that we can manage this money so that we don't have problems in the future. Okay, and don't just go, if you have a savings account, don't just go into the account and start spending without your partner's consent. Okay, and because it's something that's there for a reason, it's there for a purpose. So don't just go ahead and start spending, because at the end of the day you will break the trust that your partner has on you, and that's not what we want to do. Okay, so thank you so much, everyone. Blessing Ahmed, thank you so much for coming. Sharon, thank you so much. I see you. Thank you all so much for coming to the house today. Thank you so much. So this LS is going to be a very quick and short one today as well. I'm not going to do too long. Just Elias Matters TV, thank you so much. I do appreciate you for coming. Thank you so much. So what we're talking about is money management in marriages. So what are the ways that we can manage money in marriage? Okay, so we talked about having a we talked about having joint account and also having separate accounts, and it all depends on individual couples. Whatever works for you is what you do. So if having a joint account works for you, then by all means have that joint account. And if having a separate account works for you, by all means go ahead and have those separate accounts. But if you decide to have a joint account, then what you want to do is decide, okay, you know what, every month or every week, this is how much each person contributes. Okay, so it needs to be agreed on. Okay, so it needs to be agreed, and it's not something you just go into and say, okay, let's have it. You need to think about it, because if one person is not good with money and then you decide that you want to go into and having a joint account together, then it might not work for you. CY TV show, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you so much. Okay, thank you. So yeah, so you want to sit down and think about it before you decide that, okay, let's have a joint account. And when you're having a joint account, there should be a purpose, there should be a goal, a focus, like the focus, like say, okay, this is the reason we're having this joint account. Is it that we're saving for the rainy day? Is it that we're saving for a business? Is it that we're saving for our bills to come out of? Okay, so if that's what if you're doing it, having a savings account, then you want to really think about it and plan. Don't just rush and do it. And at the end of the day, you can't keep up, and then it causes problem for you as well. Okay, so Blessing Amen says also have a fire extinguisher account for bills and debts. Exactly. Is that what you call it? Fire extinguisher. Yeah, so that's why I said that if you want to have a joint account, you should know the purpose of the account. It could be that you want to save for something. It could be that you want to save for the rainy day. It could be for your bills. Okay, and when you decide to do that, you say, okay, you know what, this is how much each person is contributing every week or every month, however your earnings come. Okay, so it's something that you want to think about. And if you decide that you want to have separate accounts, then you have bills coming in, you want to also decide that, you know what, this is the bill. So who is paying for the gas? Who is paying for the electricity? Are we going to contribute money every month towards these bills, or is someone going to take care of this and someone take care of that? Okay, so it's good to have that conversation with your partner. It's good to have that conversation with your spouse. Okay, especially when it comes to money. Be open. Okay, don't say you don't have money when you actually have money. Okay, so it's really important that we have open and clear conversation with our partners, with our husband, with our wives. Say, okay, you know what, this is the plan for money. And there's another scenario which I was trying to talk about, when one person is a principal earner and the other person earns very little, or the other person doesn't earn at all. So if you decide that you want to have a joint account, how is that going to work? Okay, we know that that might be difficult, okay, but again, you have to agree with your partner to say, okay, you know what, you are the principal earner, or I am the principal earner, therefore I'll contribute to so and so amount. Okay, and there are cases as well. So for instance, I'm not working, or I've not got any source of income. How do I manage? my husband, or sometimes a man will say, okay, you know what, you just stay at home and take care of the kids, or you just stay at home and don't work, just take care of the kids, take care of the house. It might be a situation whereby I just haven't got a job, or maybe I've lost my job, or maybe because of a disability, or because of a health issue, I can't go back to work. How do I manage with finance? I won't be happy to see that, okay, I can't take care of myself. I won't be happy to see that, okay, I don't have any money because I have my own personal needs. I don't want a situation whereby I have to go to my husband every day to say, okay, please give me money for this, please give me money for that. Even if he doesn't mind, because sometimes the men will tell you, I don't mind, I'll give you everything. Even if it doesn't mind, to me, I don't think I would be comfortable to go to my husband every time to say, okay, you know what, let's give me money to buy this, or give me money to buy that. I need a new dress, I need a new that, I need it. I can do it from time to time. But when it's now the custom, when I don't have any other choice, that would have a massive impact on my mental health. So I don't want that at all. Okay, so how do you as a couple, how do you manage such a situation? Because I know that there are situations like that where some people are not working, and some people are some men have just said, you know what, don't work, take care of the kids. Okay, in that case, what the couple can do, if you're the principal earner and you've decided that, okay, I don't want my wife to work, most of the time it's the men, not the women, that say that. I don't see any reason why I would tell my husband not to work. And if the man says, okay, I don't want you to work, then there has to be a plan. There has to be a plan to say, okay, you know what, at the end of this month, I will give you certain amount of money. Okay, so certain amount of money, however small, however big, just be able to give it to that your partner and say, okay, this is how much you get every month for your personal needs. Okay, so that will go a long way to make that person even happy. Okay, so it's not nice to say, okay, I'm not working, I don't have any money, I can't do anything, my husband does everything I need, I have to go to him. I don't think it's a nice feeling. Some people don't mind it. Okay, some people don't mind it, but for me personally, I don't think I would want that to continue long term. So short term, yes, but long term, no, 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 for me. Okay, so it's really important that we're able to talk about, I think the basic thing is to be able to manage money properly, to be able to have the conversation about money, and then make a plan so that at the end of the day, you don't get broke, or you don't get into an emergency situation whereby you can't do anything. Emergencies can happen at any time. God forbid there's an emergency and maybe your mother needs money, or your father needs money, or your child needs money, imagine urgently. How do you manage? Okay, so that's why those emergency funds are really, really important. Okay, and we've said also that whatever it is, whoever it is that's good at managing money should be the one to manage the money. It doesn't have to be me. And then there's also another scenario whereby the woman, even though she's working, and I know a lot of people will be able to reason with me on this one. Even though the woman is working, she says, you know what, my money is my money, your money is our money. I'm sure a lot of us are familiar with that term. A man's money is our money, but the woman's money is her money. Okay, so is that a good orientation to have? Okay, is it a good orientation to have to say, okay, you know what, your money is ours and my money is mine? Okay, is this a good orientation? I'll just want some form of contribution as well, again, so that I'm not the only one talking. Okay, so is it good to say, okay, your money is your money and my money is my money? Okay, beginning to feel like I'm the only one in this in this LS today. But do you think it's right, even though we know that it's common? Is this right? Sharon is laughing. Adessa says she doesn't agree with that. No, but it's very common. A lot of us do it, especially a lot of us from Africa. Not even Africa, I think a lot of people around the world. Like, when it's the man's money, it's our money. And when it's my money, it's my money. Okay, I've got a friend. I don't know if she's watching me now, but when she got married, the husband said to her, you know what, don't work, just take care of the children. And they were very happy. They were very happy like that. Okay, so she was at home, she had the children, looking after the children and all that. She was very happy. They were very happy. The man would give her a certain amount of money. They had no issues with money at all, because the man was able to take care of her. Okay. But at some point, the man said, so at some point, she said, you know what, the children are growing up now. I think I need to work. The man said, no, I wanted to be at home. Don't worry, I can take care of you. I can do everything. Don't worry. But she insisted. And the man said, okay, you know what, why don't you do 2 hours a week or maybe 5 hours a week? And she did that. And then she started getting money. She was so happy. And now she's increased her hours to a bit more, maybe like 20 hours a week or more. The man is now even happy that the woman can actually contribute, not because he needs it, but because it's a plus. So it's a plus that, okay, this woman, even though she's my wife, even though I don't need the money that she's bringing, she can actually say, okay, go out and say, okay, let me buy this thing for the house, instead of having to wait for the husband all the time. Okay, so that's just an example of why we should be able to contribute and support our husbands, be able to contribute and say, okay, you know what, even though you don't need it, even though my money is my money and your money is your money, sometimes just like, okay, you know what, let's just use mine. So that will go a long way. So Adese says, my money is my money and my husband's money is exactly. Exactly. That's the general mentality or orientation that a lot of people have. Okay, my money is my money. Blessing is saying the same thing. So we all have that that orientation. Like, my money is my money. My husband's money is our money. The man should take care of the bills. The man should do all that. Which is good. It's fine. But it would be. I think it'll be good if from time to time. So even if your husband is happy with that situation, with that scenario, that's fine. But from time to time, you can say, okay, you know what, go out and just get something for the house instead of having to wait for the man all the time, or go out and get him a gift, actually, and that will make him very happy. Okay, so we should be able to do that. Let's not put all the burden on one person. It could even be the man that's the woman that's the principal earner. It shouldn't be that because I'm the principal earner, therefore I should be the one to foot all the bills. Okay, so you earn something from time to time, be able to say, okay, you know what, let me contribute this or let me contribute that. And if we're having a joint account as well, let's be able to say, okay, you know what, this is our joint account. Even though you are the principal earner, maybe you bring 80% of how much, maybe we decide that we're putting £500 every month into account. So you put 400 and I put 100 because you are the principal earner and it won't affect you in any way. So it's good that we're able to support each other in that way as couples. We should be able to support each other, be able to have joint accounts, which I strongly recommend, and joint account as well as a personal account. Okay, so I don't recommend having a joint account and that's the end of. Also have a personal account for yourself. Okay, so it's really important. I don't know what's happened to that thing there. My screen has just froze. I don't know. So Blessing Ahmed is saying, when it comes to family contributions, there's nothing like my money is my money. We are both working and we contribute. Can anyone hear me? My screen just froze. I don't know. Okay. Can anyone hear me? Yes, good. I don't know why this thing froze. So we are both working and we contribute to cover our expenses. So that's all right. Thank you so much. So yes, you can hear me. So yeah, so we're both working. We both earn. Okay, thank you so much, Constance. She can hear me. Thank you. So we are both working, so we should be able to contribute to the expenses because we both live in the house. So don't say, okay, it's you are the man, you're the principal earner, therefore you have to take care of the bills, or because you are the man, it's your duty to take care of it. So I've heard someone saying that I'm the bread eater, he's the breadwinner, and I'm the breadwinner. He's the breadwinner, and I'm the bread eater. I'm your wife, I'm the bread eater. Things like that could frustrate someone, especially if the person has to work long hours. That little support, even if it's not much, would go a long way. Okay, it would go a long way, honestly. And my friend I was talking about, when she started working, the husband, like I said, the husband was happy. Was happy that, oh, at least, so this is how, so you supporting me can actually be this way. Oh, this is so good. It was a different experience for them. As I say, but really, really, it's very important for the wife to contribute in the house as well, no matter how little, to ease the burden on the man. Exactly. Exactly. So no matter how little, as a woman, you want to be able to contribute to ease that burden on the man, because it's not fair. Honestly, I don't think it's fair that the man or maybe the woman sometimes will be the one to bear all the burdens because she's the one that I don't know why this thing froze. Oh my God. Come on. No. Oh, you can hear me now. This thing is this is so strange. I didn't do anything. Now it's back on. Oh my God. This is crazy. But thank you all so much for your contribution. Thank you so much. I'm on now. You can hear me. Thank you so, so much. Thank you. So yes, Adesa says it's important that we ease the burden on the man, ease the burden on your partner. It makes life easier. It makes life sweeter instead of just saying, okay, you are the principal earner, therefore you have to bear the burden, or you are the man, therefore it's your responsibility to take care of me, or it's a responsibility to take care of me and the children. Okay, so it's important that we are able to do that. Okay, but a lot of people have that mentality and it causes a lot of problem. The man will have that thought in his head, like this one, her money, you never see her money, you never know when she has money. Okay, which is not really good. Okay, but the bottom line, the point we're trying to make today is we should be able to manage money as couples, because note that we need to know that money is a major issue when it comes to marital problems, marital breakup. Inability to manage money correctly is a big issue when it comes to marriage breakup. Okay, so we should be able to manage money. We should be able to make a budget to say, okay, you know what? This is how much comes into the house. This is how much we spend every day. There's some people that as soon as money comes in, it goes out. A lot of people, especially in the UK or maybe in the diaspora, as my friend Elias would say, in the diaspora, there's so much bills. There's so much bills. You can't even escape it. The bills are coming from left, right, and center. Okay, you're earning, and before you know it, you're paying for this, you're paying for that, you're paying for that. How do you now save? Okay, how do you now save? I always say, take out your savings first. No matter how little, it all adds up. No matter how little, even if it's £50, £20, £10 every month, it all adds up. Otherwise, you will never be able to save. Okay, so it's important that we are conscious and make a conscious decision to say, okay, you know what, I want to save every month, and it all adds up. Okay, it all adds up. So this is very true. Yes, because there's so many bills. Some people at the end of the month, as soon as the salary hits their account, they have this direct debit, this direct debit, this direct debit. There's so many bills, and at the end of the day, there's nothing left. And then you have to feed, you have to buy fuel for your car, you have to do this, you have to buy food for the kids. Okay, at the end of the month, there's nothing left. But the truth of the matter is, if you save that £10, if you save £20, £50 every month, you will still survive. That's the thing. If you take out that savings, you will still survive on what you have left. A wise man said, save and how's the saying again? Some people save after they've spent, but a wise person will save first and then spend later. Okay, so if we want to be wise and say, okay, you know what? Let's take out our savings every month. Some people have an automated payment system, maybe a direct debit every month, or a standing order every month that just takes your savings out. As soon as the money hits your account, your savings goes out first, okay, to your savings account, and then the rest, whatever you have left, you can now start spending it. Okay, so it's important that we save. It's important that we have something to say, okay, as a couple, we are not broke, so that when the rainy day comes, we know that, okay, yes, this is what we fall back to. Okay, so the point today is money management is important. Have a savings account or joint account, whatever works for you. Blessing says one thing I didn't agree with is when the woman starts working and she is not being 100% sincere with her income to her man, some people do it. Yes, it's so true. It's so true. Some people will tell you, okay, this is how much I earn, which the truth is that's not how much they earn. Some people have money in their savings account, and that's not, and they don't tell their husbands or their wives how much they have in their savings account. Okay, for me personally, it took me a lot to tell my husband, okay, this is how much I have. This was a while ago. He doesn't know how much I have now, mind, but it took me a while to be able to say, okay, you know what, this is how much I've got in my savings account. You know, I told you, you're not going to take it from me, you know, so, but just be aware, you know. But yes, thank you all so much. No, what's going on? Yeah, so it took a long time, you know, but it's good to be open, it's good to be transparent. It's okay, this is what's coming, this is what's going out. It's my money. You won't take it from me. I'll contribute when I have to. Okay. But we need to be transparent as couples and be able to do what we need to do for our homes to be happy, for us to be happy in our homes. So money management is important. Be transparent, have a communication, have savings accounts. Or I'm going to be rounding up in the next 2 minutes because I've got a meeting at 6 o'clock. Be transparent, have a savings account if you have to, or joint account. Whatever works for you is what you want to do. Okay, so whatever works for you is what you do as a couple. So if savings account works for you, fine, but be transparent, be fair, be open with each other, and that will go a long way. Okay, but thank you so much, everyone, for coming. I've got 17 amazing people in the house. I appreciate every single one for coming today. Blessing Ames, Elias Matters, Adasia, Adesio Sawe, thank you, Cobbs, and thank you so much. Elias Matters, Blessing Ahmed, Precious Meal, Talk with Richie, thank you all so much for coming. Grace's World, and I think she's still driving or so, but thank you so much. I appreciate every single one of you and for coming today. My LS next week is going to be Adese, okay? Adese, thank you. Fitness study training, thank you. Okay, my LS next week, I'm going to be having someone on. She's a coach, she's an entrepreneur. So I've invited her and she's agreed to come on. She's going to be talking to us about having the right connection, the right relationships in your life. Okay, so it's going to be amazing. So that might be a bit longer because she's going to come up and then she's going to entertain questions from everyone, and I'll be there as well. I would really like for everyone to come. Make it a day to come next week Sunday at 5 o'clock. Okay, but if anything changes, what's happening to audio again? You can hear me clear. Thank you very much. So I'm going to be having someone and it's going to be amazing. I would like everyone to be part of it if you can. But that will be it for today. Thank you all so much for coming. Have an amazing week. Have an amazing Sunday. Have a blessed week. And I'll see you again sometime within the week. But I'll see you all on Sunday next week. Thank you so much. And bye everyone. Thank you. I need to just thank you so much. Someone called me out. Happened again. Right, thank you everyone. Thank you. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you and bye. Have a beautiful week, everyone. Bye.